In this problem, we will find the limit of a constant function. So function here is 3, which is constant, and we have to find the limit of this function 3 when x is approaching to 2. Since the function is constant and x is approaching to 2, let's mark 2 here. So when x is approaching to 2 from, let's say, the right hand side, we pick 2.01 or we pick 2.02, the value of the function will still be 3 because the function is 3. The value of the function at 2.02 will still be 3 because the function is 3. It's just like when in the place of x you plug 2.01, you still get 3. When you plug f of 2.02, you still get 3. Also, when you approach to 2 from the left of 2, and let's say you pick the number 1.99, and at 1.99 the value of the function is still 3, so you get 3. Even if we pick a number 1.98, the value of the function would still be 3. So we can say that the limit of a constant function 3 when x is approaching to 2 is still the constant function. So know that the limit of a constant function remains unchanged. Let's try another problem, which is limit x is approaching to 2, and this time the function is a polynomial. Whenever you have a polynomial and you have to find the limit at a number, so you will simply plug the number, in this case it is 2, in the function. So you have 2 cube minus 2 plus 1, where in the places of x we have just plugged 2. We solve it and we get 8 minus 2 plus 1, which is 7. So in the problems where you have to find the limit of a function at a point and the function is a polynomial, so you will simply plug in the number in the places of x. Let's try another example. Here we have to find the limit of a polynomial x to power 5 plus x minus 1 at minus 2. So again, since it's a polynomial, we will directly plug in the number minus 2 in the places of x. Minus 2 to power 5 minus 2 minus 1. When we solve it, we get minus 32 minus 2 minus 1, which is minus 35. So some questions of limit are that easy that if you have to find the limit of a polynomial function, then you simply plug in that x value and you will have your definite answer. Let's try another problem where you have to find the limit at 1 of a function, which is x to power 7 minus 2x to power 5 plus 1. We know that every question of the limit begins by plugging in the value of x. In this case, the x value is 1, so we will put 1 in the places of x. 1 to power 7 minus 2, 1 to power 5 plus 1 whole power is 35. So you have 1 minus 2 plus 1, which will be 0 to power 35, 0. Let's try another question. This time we are going to find the limit when x is approaching to 2 for a function 5x cube plus 4 by x minus 3. In this question of limit, we will begin by plugging the number 2. So we have 5 into 2 to power 3 plus 4 whole divided by 2 minus 3. When we solve it, we get 5 into 8 plus 4 whole divided by 2 minus 3. So the answer is minus 44. If you get a number as your answer, that's when you just stop. Let's try another problem. Here you have to find the limit when x is approaching to 4, but from the left of 4, for a function 2 minus x whole divided by x minus 4 into x plus 2. To begin this question of limit, we will directly plug in the number. Since the question is find the limit when x is approaching to 4 from the left of 4. Please note that you will not pick some number on the left of 4. Let's say it is 3.99 to begin your question. Your question always begins by plugging in this number, which is 4. So when we plug 4 in this question, what we get? 2 minus 4 divided by 4 minus 4, 4 plus 2. We have minus 2, 0 into 6, which is minus 2 by 0. So we have here minus infinity. We know that whenever we have infinity or minus infinity, we split our question into two parts and find the right sign of infinity. But in this case, we will not split the question because we have to find the limit at when x is approaching to 4, but from the left of 4. So it means that we only have to find the left hand limit. Means when x is approaching to 4 minus, for the function 2 minus x, x minus 4 into x plus 2. Since our answer was by plugging directly 4 in the function was minus infinity, so we will not put minus infinity, we'll just put infinity. Either you get infinity or minus infinity, you are always going to put infinity here and then choose the right sign of infinity. And how do you choose the right sign of infinity? For that you do some rough work, that x is approaching to 4 from the left of 4. So pick some number on the left of 4. Let's say that number is 3.99. Now the function for which you have to decide the sign on is 2 minus x whole divided by x minus 4 into x plus 2. So here we will put in the place of x 3.99. Now please see this. The answer of this would be negative, the answer of this would be positive, and the answer of this would be negative. So we have negative divided by negative into positive. So negative sign cancels with negative and this whole term sign would be positive. You can look here. So we'll go back up and put plus sign with this infinity. So for this question, the limit x approaching to 4 minus, for the function 2 minus x over x minus 4 into x plus 2 is infinity. That's how we solve this question. Let's look at another example. You have to find the limit for when x is approaching to 4 plus, means x is approaching to 4 from the right of 4, for the function 2 minus x whole divided by x minus 4 into x plus 2. When you begin this question, you directly have to plug in the x value in this question. So you know that x is approaching to 4 from the right of 4, but you always plug in this number for x. So when we do that, we get 2 minus 4 whole divided by 4 minus 4, 4 plus 2. We get minus 2 over 0 into 6, which is minus 2 over 0, which is minus infinity. Now we know the rule. Whenever we get infinity or minus infinity, we split our question into two parts. We find left hand limit and right hand limit and put the right sign of infinity. But in this case, we will not split because our question is to find the right hand limit. Means find the limit when x is approaching to 4 from the right of 4. So we will only find the right hand limit. To do that, for this limit 4 plus, we will put the function 2 minus x, x minus 4 into x plus 2, and we will put our answer infinity. Even though we got minus infinity here, but we will always plug the answer as infinity and then we will put the appropriate sign, either plus or minus. To decide on the sign, we will do some rough work. So x is approaching to 4 from the right of 4. So pick some number on the right of 4. Let's say that number is 4.01. So the function on which we have to decide the sign on is 2 minus x divided by x minus 4 into x plus 2. When we put x equal to 4.01 here, we get the answer of this is positive. The answer of this is positive and the answer of this is negative. So we have negative divided by positive into positive. So negative divided by positive is negative. So we will go back up and put in the negative sign with this infinity. So the solution of this question, that limit x is approaching to 4 plus for the function 2 minus x over x minus 4 into x plus 2 is minus infinity. Let's try one more question. This time you have to find the limit x is approaching to 2 for a function x square minus 4 over x minus 2. As x is approaching to 2, so we will put x as 2. When we do that, we get 2 square minus 4 over 2 minus 2 gives us 4 minus 4 over 0, which is 0 by 0. Now 0 by 0 is undefined. Don't call it just 0. So whenever you get 0 by 0, your question is not done. What you have to do is you have to go back to your question and rewrite it in a way that you can simplify it. For example, in this case, your function x square minus 4 over x minus 2 could be written as x square minus 2 whole square divided by x minus 2. So in the cases when you got infinity or minus infinity by directly plugging in the x values, so you split your question into two parts, left hand limit and the right hand limit, and your answers are infinity in both parts, but then you put the appropriate sign plus infinity and minus infinity, or it could be minus infinity and plus infinity. But in this case you got 0 by 0 by directly plugging in the number 2. So the technique or the rule for this kind of limit question is that whenever you have 0 by 0, you get back to your question and rewrite it in a simplified form. In this particular case, x square minus 4 could be written as x square minus 2 square. We will further simplify it by recalling that formula a square minus b square is a plus b into a minus b. So x square minus 2 whole square could be written as x minus 2 into x plus 2 whole divided by x minus 2. We will not plug in the limit unless we have simplified it to its last step. Now we can see that x minus 2 is cancelling out with x minus 2, and here we have x plus 2. We cannot simplify x plus 2 any further, so this is the time to apply the limit. When we apply the limit, again x is approaching to 2, so in the place of x we will put 2 plus 2, which is 4. So this is how we solve this type of limit question. Remember that you always start the question of the limit by directly plugging in the number. If you get infinity or minus infinity by directly plugging in the number, you split your question into two parts and answers are infinity and infinity, but then you put the appropriate signs like plus sign and the minus sign. But if you get 0 by 0, like in this case, so you go back to your question, your job is not done, you rewrite your question in a more simplified way. If something cancels out, do that, and then after simplification to its very last step, you plug in the limit, and then here we have the answer as in 4. In the next video, we will find the limit of a piecewise function.